So I am so charged up about cycle training today. So in cycle training, it was 2 hours. And I knew, I said, oh, 2 hours, it's going to be condensed. And it was. And what they had us do is you're going to have to do the sit-ups and the push-ups that you have to do for your challenge, for when you go for your black belt test. Couldn't remember what mine was for my age range, and I guessed wrong. So the first up, I did push-ups, and I thought it was 75. Guess what? It's actually 50! Yeah, I did 75. I was worried because I've been working on the push-ups, and I'm a little weak with my push-ups. You know, I was trying to get them just right over the week, and I had to keep sitting back, stretching, getting my breath. But here's the thing, okay? This is why I just love karate. And this was step one. Karate is basically the most awesome form of meditation because you have a choice of what is going to be let into your head. You can let the doubts roam free and do their thing, or the fear or any of that stuff, or you can focus on what you're doing. It really is an either or. If you want to do those push-ups, you have to focus on your breath. You have to focus on what are your muscles doing. If you want to doubt yourself and say that you can't do it, that your muscles are done, you can do that. Not both. There came a time when my muscles were done. Like, they were not going down and they weren't going up. And I pretty much called BS on my muscles, and I said, look, this is in my head, I had a little conversation. There's strength hidden inside of you. I know it. I know it's in there. And right now we're going to find it. And I don't want to hear anything else. So let's get focused on what we have to do and the most efficient way to do it. The one downside is I know I did not do my push-ups black belt style. The further on that they got, I could not go down to the appropriate level. I was up higher than I should have been. And I know that this is something that I have to work on. For black belt, that's not acceptable. I'm going to get done what I have to do, and I'm going to do it right. And then I was so excited once again to get to work with Tiffany. She's just amazing to work with. And it was just awe-inspiring to get to work with her and to cheer her on. She had to do 100. She's younger. Younger people have to do more. And so by the time she was done with her push-ups, she was exhausted, and there was no time to rest. She didn't have time to collect herself or anything. It was, come on, let's go. We have sit-ups to do. Now, I didn't know how many sit-ups I had to do. I knew she had to do 100, so guess what? I was going to do 100. And when we got, I don't know where it was, since Adi would remember, 70 or 80, somewhere around there, she tapped me on the shoulder and whispered, you're done, you don't have to do anymore. And I said, no, I'm staying with Tiffany, because you know what? I was not going to leave her behind. We got in this together. We were going to stick together until the end. And that's what we did. Sit up by sit up, the energy that we were giving each other. I made sure that I sat on her feet to make her laugh. And not only were we able to get each other through to the end of this, and we both did 100 where we both didn't think that was going to happen, the energy that we felt from everybody at SMA was phenomenal. They gathered around all of us, and they were cheering us on the whole time. So, fellas, look, I don't know if you realize the power that handing over your energy to somebody else like that has, but it's quite extraordinary. It really makes all the difference in the world. So that was helping us to knock down our belief systems, finding the truth that lies within us, that lies within our muscles, that goes beyond anything that we can possibly imagine. You know, we deny our strength and our power. It's something like this helps to reveal it. Each moment, you have a choice. You can succumb to all of your negativity and your misbeliefs, or you can find it as an opportunity to reveal the truth that's hidden inside of you, whether your muscles or your mind or whatever it is. So for the second part of the test, so we literally just finished this, and we're like, the second part, not test, the class. The second part of the test, I was exhausted. And normally I'd be lying down somewhere trying to recover. Not an option. So again, I realized I could focus on being tired, or I can actually do what I came there to do. I can either focus on getting all the moves right, or focus on being tired. And by doing that, by not focusing on being tired, I was able to get through pretty well. Of course, there's always room for improvement, but that was another instance of showing how this is another form of meditation for me. Now, once we were done with this, we went right into kicks. And my kicks, I've been having an issue with my kicks. Or at least I think I do. They're not high enough, and it's frustrating. And so I get very frustrated, you know, one of these kind of things. And I started doing that. I was working with Tiffany, and I could feel myself getting negative, like my kicks aren't high enough and all that stuff in my head. And I said, all right, we're not focusing on that right now. We're going to focus on the muscles again. Focus on your hip. Focus on your core. Focus on your stance. We don't have the option of focusing on all this negativity, so we need to knock it off. And then it ended up with sparring. And sparring is one of those things that's going to be my nemesis. I'm just not a natural at it. And when I get into sparring, I have to let go of those negative thoughts that keep reminding me that I'm not a natural at it, and just look for the opportunities and learn. Every single time somebody comes at me and I have to go at them, it's a learning opportunity. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So I just wanted to make this video because this is one of those life lesson things. It actually wasn't even about the push-ups. It wasn't even about the sparring, and it wasn't about the kicking. It was about what goes on inside of your head that can apply to anything. And you have a choice in life. Which choice are you going to make? That's why I love today. So I look forward to cycle training in the future, and all of this stuff that it's going to continue to uncover about myself and reveal. I think cycle training is less about becoming someone and more about removing all the garbage that blocks us from being who we actually really are. See you soon. Bye.